And we are back with Season 3, Episode 2, or Episode 26 if you're keeping count of that way. I'm Moonlight150, and this is my reaction review of the latest episode. If you don't know who I am and you're just tuning in, I am someone who is caught up on the manga. My channel is all about 100 Girlfriends. So this is less of a reaction, more of a review, comparing the anime to the manga. So we're going to be pausing occasionally and talking about comparisons and changes and all that. So if you're looking for a strict reaction, no spoiler video, this is not it, because I know what happened in the manga. So, unfortunately, it is the chapter or episode we've all been dreading, or at least I've been dreading. This is Chiyo's Meet the Family chapter. They did adapt, I think it's 52 of the manga. Let me double check here. Yeah, 52. Instead of doing 54, because they skipped over that, the only reason I know they skipped over is because, not technically a full spoiler, but the official Twitter did put out some preview images, and so we know which stories are in this episode. So yeah, unfortunately, they did cut one of my personal favorite chapters, the cancellation of Rentero's family's kissing activities. So, which is a shame, because this is clearly the weakest chapter what we're about to watch here, and we're all going to suffer through it. So, yay! So join me, won't you? Let's just get this episode started. Let's get it over with. Let's thankfully say that the back half of the episode, the Mimi and Mei chapter, is actually a really good one, and I hope they do it justice. So let's suffer through the first half, though. We can just skip it. Actually, we talked about the opening. I didn't really talk about the opening last time, but I do think it's really good, but I also do think it's not as strong. I still think the first season opening, in terms of the animation and what it sets out to do, is still probably the best. There are definitely some highlights of this opening, though. I do think this montage of getting every girlfriend is still on the weaker end, because I know what they're trying to do here, but it's okay, we got to get every girlfriend's got to have a shot, so because every girlfriend has a fan. But some are definitely weaker than it. It's Chiyo's whole crying thing. I actually really like this one for Kishka. But the one for Kasuri, now 2 times in a row, both in the season 2 and season 3 opening, has her performing medical operations on herself, that's not what kind of scientist she is. She's drugs and all that. But what's also kind of fun is between the opening and the ending. Actually, I want to go back to that other thing real quick. But between the opening and the ending, the community has taken this signs of, there's certain mentions, this is clearly a reference to Hahari's focus chapter that's a little bit later on, that would have been later on in the season, but most people are taking confirmation, or making confirmation, that seeing this stuff in the opening is them nodding to the chapter, but they're not going to be in the actual season. Same with this one here. This is clearly a reference to the Hot Pot Sumo arc. It's minor manga spoilers alert. I told you guys I'm a manga person, so I'm going to be comparing everything to that, because it's the whole burger and the frog and all that other stuff. But this is kind of like what happened with the season 2 opening, where we had that May's little statue thing as a stand-in for her until she was announced. And that was most likely a clear sign that, yeah, one of her focus chapters got cut. So we're all kind of taking that logic and applying it to this, that this is all signs that these chapters, because they're getting referenced in the opening, they're not going to be making it in the season. Also, I love this shot here of them all in that little pattern, doing this heartthrob thing. I really like that shot. And this space stuff is really cool too. And I think it's interesting that they're now fully embracing breaking up the girlfriends by their seasons. You have the season 1 girlfriend, season 2 girlfriend, season 3 girlfriends. And they do it again here. This is probably the weakest part of the whole opening to me, is just this little end bit here with, once again, they separate them by seasons, but there's these weird close-ups. It's almost like they realized they had a little bit more song, and they're oh, it's because Rentaro goes to the school, because I think that's how season 2 and 1's opening ends, where he goes to the school, but they realize, oh, we have this little bit of song list. What do we do? Some still images breaking up each girlfriend by their season. So it's kind of what it feels like to me. It's oh, we have this little bit left. What do we do? And I don't know. This one actually isn't too bad, but I don't know. Something about these 2 other images just aren't doing it for me. Maybe because there's such extreme close-ups. And I think that's what's separating it from the season 3 girlfriend ones. Look at all these very close ones. But yeah, there's still images, especially this one. This one's just kind of weird. And then at least you get to see the girlfriends mostly all here. Also, once again, I feel like this is a reference to another chapter. Just the way he's animated here. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's like, shit, we run out of stuff to show. Let's show some still images. Okay, now I can get the audio back. Here we go. And there you have it. Chio-chan. Look how tiny she is. Lolly, and she's related to him. Thank you for the thank you for the meal. It made the air last episode. Barely. Broadcast Ethics Program Improvement Organization. No, I realized though, Rentaro had like no need to mention that she's his cousin. Like, she gave that part up willingly. We could have avoided all of this. Like, it just could have been their little secret. I know, but Rentaro wouldn't lie to his other girlfriends like that. It would have come out eventually. That music, though. You know, now that I had a week to sit on it, I've gotten over the Chio's growl sound effect. So here's something I've always been curious about, even from the manga. But, like, looking at Hakuri's skirt here, so does that mean she just, like, rolls it up to be shorter, or, like tucks it in? Like, she, like, kind of just drags it upward and keeps it, like, in her torso area? Where is the rest of that skirt when she pulls it up like that? That's what I've always wanted to know. It's like, it's clearly not a hemmed skirt to be that short. She's just rolling it up. Honestly, it's kind of funny. I kind of like the long skirt on her. It's like a Force Awakens. Yep. These subtitles, though, are hard to read. Jeez, that sound effect. Although, look, she's taking her hand off, so Shizuka's actually looking at Mei's face. But granted, her eyes are probably closed. Professor of Thugonomics. Like, father? Nano-senpai? She's so happy. Wait, hold on. Think about their dad, though. It's likely one of my father's side dishes got mixed in. Did she ever mention her father? Wait, hold on. I gotta pull this up now. Hold up. I do not mention anything about Nano mentioning her father. I have a wiener left over from lunch. So there's 100% more food, 10% more food content than typical. So probably that food. Oh, for my father's meal was mixed in as high. Interesting. I do not remember her mentioning that. Granted, I don't go back to this chapter very often. I do not find it pleasing. Look at poor Kurumi. All right. Oh my god, Kurumi's voice actor is just doing such a good job right now. Wiener. She's so happy. She's about to say, Nano, I love you. The animal's too dead to appreciate it. She's so shocked Kurumi grew actual pupils. You notice that? She has like the white pupils now instead of the pure green. Once again, another special of the anime. Instead of pulling out the manga, like the manga does, they pull out like some kind of video footage of the a previous episode. So nice, consistent fourth wall break there of the anime. Our reality isn't real. Thank you, Ted Pig. Mimi's still running around, by the way. I don't remember her pulling out the manga for May, though. Does she? Oh, they just kind of reference it. That makes sense. So pull out the phone, pull out more footage. Okay, well, before we get to this terribleness, I just want to say it's interesting. This is actually got translated like fully. Like usually this they just usually put like a text of something. They usually put like a text up here or something and leave this untouched, but they actually like replace this whole box. That's fascinating. This fucking slurp. What's the ass in top class? May I keep going? Okay, this time I'm on Shio's side. Yes, your very existence. Where did you pick this up? Man, everyone's in chaos. I'm just gonna watch Mimi in the background. Also, Karene's is like fully self-inflicted. Like, she could just walk around. You notice how it's completely reused same animation? Where, like I said last episode, reuse animation wherever you can. Save budget. So this really brings up an interesting question that even from the manga, the fact that they were able to just drop everything that they were going through in this whole scene here, like, were they just playing it up? That's the question I want to ask. Were they just playing it up for the bit of, yeah, we're just going to let Chiyo mess with us, but then when she got legitimately upset and started crying, like, okay, you know what, playtime's over, we need to be serious again because someone's in trouble. So that's what I'm curious of. It's like, clearly, some were playing it up, like Karene's just, playing CAD and all that. But some people were having like some existential crises like these. Crisis. But it's just kind of funny that they're all just snapped out of it like that. For the sake of, oh, someone's actually legitimately upset right now. They look like a mess, but they're my mess. Alright, well, this is definitely yeah, because the manga ended literally right as they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, we are messes. So yeah, like literally right after this. Also, I just remember like Nano's dead eyes here. So I see what they're doing. They're incorporating the last little bit of their cut chapter here. So quick manga spoiler here for those anime onlys here. But they go on to this whole Chiyo kissing thing at the end. Where it's like, oh yeah, here it is. So like everyone gets a kiss, then Chiyo gets hers. So that's what they're doing. They're cutting up all of these chapters. That's just how we are. We're all freaks. We're kissing and you better be happy about it. Now stand there and watch as we all kiss in girlfriend order because of course, except for Nano who was just sharing a hot dog. Kissing through the bandages. Do you think that's normal for them? That they like kiss in girlfriend order? He has to get down on his knees because she's so short. I'm not ugging. I can taste the hot dog that he shared with Nano. We're a total mess. But it's okay. Yeah, whatever. You know what's interesting though is back to the Hakari line. She really is a schemer, and I never really noticed it until Red brought it up, but she's a schemer. Look at her. She was doing it all the way back here too. I like the addition that Hahari got her face out of the bandages, but Iku's still completely wrapped up. Whatever. Alright, now to some real, actual good episode content. I'm so glad that these two got their focus chapter. Because like I said in my Season 3 prediction video, it was kind of sucky for them because they missed out on the baseball, they missed out on the karaoke, so many of the big episodes of Season 2 because they came later, but now they're finally getting their time in the spotlight. Also, we gotta talk about the fact that Mimi and Mei are walking together. Like, you got the most not outlandish, but like, extroverted girl who wants all the attention on her with Mimi, and then you want the girl who wants to disappear walking right beside her and chatting. Like, that's got to be such an interesting dynamic. I wish it was explored more, but especially from like the other onlookers, like those girls that they just passed, like they must know at least one of them, and like, wow, why are these two hanging out? It's such an interesting dynamic, like the girl who wants to be seen and the girl who doesn't want to be seen. Tororo. And once again, anime makes everyone cuter somehow. Yeah, look at the eyes. Also, that hairstyle doesn't make any sense. Look at the one like hair tie right here, making it up go like that. The freaking Demon Slayer. You call reading Demon Slayer training? That makes me think now for the dub, I want them to get someone who actually was in Demon Slayer so they can properly say like, something breathing. Journalism breathing. I love this shot. It's one of my like just one-off shots of the whole manga. It's just this one panel. Where is it? It's just like I'm just gonna pull out a torch and be like, okay, I'm gonna go burn their place down real quick. And I love that shot. I miss violently passionate Rentaro. It's like, oh, you're hurting my girlfriends. I'm just gonna torch your house down. They really made her cuter, damn. Also, I just realized she added lights to the floor here and to her desk. Like, there's just these little spotlights here. That was not here at all, was it? No, like, there's no lights or anything. Hahari with her theatrics. Look at just sit and look. You even see like the power cables in the strip here, the bull power strip. Blackmail. Fuck. I just realized she's on a first name basis with her because she just said Kina, whatever that name is. Kinidija. Not gonna try. Yes, training montage. Wrong species. It's like Nano doesn't recognize Hahari as the same species. Damn, she can pull that off. Granted, it's Mimi. She can pull anything off. It's like just calls her. I was like, that's how we start this conversation. That's like, what, 6 photos? Feels like that's more than what they had here. Makes sense that they would extend that a little bit longer. 1, 2... Oh yeah, much more. That's like, we only see like 2 photos here. One, two. She's only holding 2 plushies here. Yeah, so they extended by a lot from 2 to 6. They're too beautiful. I'm just gonna use them. I can't see through my tears. Casually stroll up after the whole deal's done. What was that scream? I think that was actually... Look how zoomed out this shot is. Like, it was a lot more zoomed in, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, actually, I don't like that change, where it's so much more zoomed out. Like, it felt like it was more personal when it was this zoomed in, and the banks... Like, you could see her hair flying up. Like, you don't even really see that hair. Yeah, you almost don't really see her hair get blown away to, like, imply that, oh, her face is being shown here. Well, that's a downgrade of a change. The scream, though, makes up for it. And there's the beginning of the whole love triangle with Mimi and Mei Mei with Nano. Okay, we need to turn this. Oh, yeah. So I guess we could talk about the ending now, too, since I didn't really talk about that either last time, but it's probably the best ending. Very easily so. Like, and I love Season 1, Season 2's ending. But yeah, this completely blows it out of the water. Song-wise, animation-wise, I love these chibi versions of them, and now they're really utilizing them. But yeah, so we got through it, guys. Yay! Probably the worst episode of the whole season. We got through it. But yeah, it's such a shame that they fully just went right into one of the worst chapters in the whole series and just said, you know what, we got to do it. Instead of being something a little bit more creative, because they were so creative with moving the May I Trouble You for a Love Story chapter, putting that at the front. But they said, yeah, no, we just have to just accept Chiyo's thing. Because one thing that is the downside to this whole, not only just the embarrassment of what's going on in the whole episode and chapter itself, but I feel like the premise that was Chiyo's Meet the Family only really works in manga because it's literally just a bunch of shots of Chiyo pointing at something. It's like, no, this is bad and let's change it. Where with animation, you have so much more freedom to move around and do other stuff. So when your whole premise is just, no, that's disorderly, no, that's wrong, boom, 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 and it's like, let's fix all this, it doesn't make for a very interesting episode. So I feel like there's something here now. Okay. So I feel like, because I can't remember where I recommended this, but so for you animes only who are checking this out, there is another chapter involving Chiyo that's literally right after, and it's all about Chiyo thinking kissing is improper. And so that's just to basically sum up the chapter is she bans the whole family from kissing while at school, and they basically go all into withdrawal from kissing Rentaro until they all convince her it's like, hey, it's not such a bad idea. You even get like a little return of the kissing zombie thing from season 1 that makes a brief reappearance until they convince her that, you know, kissing isn't wrong and vulgar and immoral and all that. So kind of like what we got at the end of the episode. So I feel like this would have just been better as the episode itself, because you can retool this, put their introduction like at the beginning here instead of like this whole scene, and, you know, start with stuff like this and then go through this whole episode, because not only I feel like this is just a better, more interesting story, and then you can you reference back the kissing zombie thing. You can go. There's just so much more interesting stuff here than just, you know, like I said, this is wrong, this is disorderly, we need to change all this. I feel like her being so against kissing would have also sent the message that this is a character who doesn't like this kind of stuff. So I think that's just where this downfall of choosing her proper chapter, this being what we got was 52, is where this thing fails. Because like I said, this whole chapter just revolves around panels of her growling and, you know, fixing stuff, you know, pointing, and where's a pointer where she's pointing right there. So like this stuff works, I think, better in manga form because it's still images, so you have to encapsulate everything as, pointing this is wrong, da 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 da. Where in the anime, when you have that, can I go back? There we go. Yeah, something similar like this is just her pointing, especially this. Why did they drag this out so long? um, it's just less interesting as a concept for an episode. So once I just feel like this was a misstep, and I hope it's the only one. And it was kind of inevitable with the Geo character. But imagine the alternate universe of ours where they just said no creativity. We're just gonna have Chio's introduction and this as the first episode of season 3. Like that would have been rough. So yeah, not the greatest, but I'm hoping that we now move on. So now that we've skipped over 2 other chapters here, and I'm going to assume they're going to skip over the next one after that, and we're going to go right into the next girlfriend introduction. So we're at a steady pace now of a girlfriend every like 2 episodes now, at least an introduction of a girlfriend. So they'll be interesting to see where they go from there, because there's just so much they're going to have to cut. There's so much. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week as things will start to really settle in of just how much is getting cut. We'll see what they decide to do. I'm assuming it's just Natty's and Natty's Meet the Family next episode. So that will be a nice clean cut episode. But I'll see you guys then next week. And by the time this video is up, my review chapter for my video for the latest review should be up as well. So it's a double video day. So I'll see you guys next time for that. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next week's video for the next episode, as well as the next chapter, because we're back from break week, so we're getting another chapter later this week too. So yay, content! I'll see you all then.